Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Puzzle Dimension. I think we're going to finish Puzzle Dimension 2 today, unless we just happen to run into a lot of trouble. So I've gone back and done the two levels that needed the depixelation, and I played some of the previous levels to see how much the scores go up. Sadly, the truth is the scores don't go up much. You pretty much would have to play the entire game a second time to get gold, it feels like, unless the very last level just really gives you 20,000 score. It's all just time based, so you can only really go as fast as possible here. See, notice I did 181 there of a high score of 191. It's not about depixelating, it's not about anything like that. You actually have to beat it. And the score doesn't add to itself by anything as far as if you play the level again, you don't get another 191 points. You get whatever would be higher than 191. So if I could get the score to go to something like if I could get it to go to something along the lines of 192, I would only get 1 point. So when we look at the progress here, that doesn't really seem like feasible. It feels like I'd have to figure out the solutions to every puzzle again, go through them all a second time for really no reason. Maybe I'll do that off screen, we'll just have to kind of see. Everything else we should get done today. So let's start with the final puzzle. We just gotta figure out the solution here, and this final puzzle feels very much like it's a combination of everything. We played with this a little bit, so things I need to do here are depixelate and check. Alright, so how do I get to this? I guess I can roll here. But see, that doesn't quite work. Well, I guess it kind of does work, doesn't it? Just roll this way. Did I hit that twice, or am I in a different place? Oh no. So there's a lot of stuff here. This last level feels like the only one that could really get you to a 32 multiplier. But that being said, it still doesn't really feel like it can help you in things you would like. As far as getting like a 64 multiplier or 128 multiplier, something that would really add to the possibility of actually getting up to that 50,000. Got this whole rounded bowl section. So that is the 32 multiplier we just got. So there is like plants. There's this one plant right there that we can get. Is that the only weird one? right. Well, that switched like one thing, I think, and that was it. Okay. You get into these weird situations, definitely, with everything combining to confuse you, just like the rest of the game has mostly confused me. Just doesn't feel like there was a real learning process here. It feels like instead it was just bumbling. I just bumbled through all of the game, and here we are at the end. I've said this several times, and I really hate to just be repetitive, but I really don't have anything else to say. If I was one to try to consolidate my footage, I would have taken just clips of this game, played it, and said the same thing. There's no saving grace here. Nothing amazingly cool about this level. It's well thought out, I will say. It's not like it's a bad concept, but how do I even get on the outside here? Or are you just trapped on the inside? You can't be just trapped on the inside, because if you're trapped on the inside, then you can't. Ooh. How would you get to the exit then? Where's the exit? The exit's on the outside there. So we know we have to get at least to this somehow. Am I missing something? Is there some trick here I'm not seeing? Even from a jump, I don't see how you could make it. Like, we have these here. The only thing that gets you out of this range is this, which I think probably is a good indicator to say that the inside ring of that is not something we should shoot for. You could come this way and then hit that one, but I think we need to reset. Well, no, that's just an invisible one. So that means we're perfectly safe. So if I go this way, and then this way, let's talk about... I need to hop down into that flower. I cannot use this ice over there at the top right. Let's do this, and then we're going to rotate this way. There we go. And then this, hop, hop. I'm safe. Hop, hop. Good. Roll this way. Roll this way. Roll this way. I'm safe. That only leaves one flower left. And how much it hasn't been depixelated. It would be really nice if we depixelated everything. Here. The part that's not depixelated is the part we need to reach. The question is, how do we make it to that section? There's nothing further back this way. And if we rotated, there's no way to jump that way. There's no way to jump that way. If we were slightly askew, let's, I guess, jump here. Remember, we have to find the solution to here. So the score right now is at 1989 as far as its score. That's certainly nothing to scoff at, but it's not high enough to really solve our deficit as far as trying to get gold. A puzzle game like this, it feels like you should probably get gold immediately. I don't see an argument that you can make that it should be more difficult than that. Let's see. That was done. There, that wouldn't help. When going inside of there, doesn't seem realistic. Okay. So I need to go inside the ring. Which means I think if I jump down there, I'd fall. Or there's invisible things right where I am. I think there are invisible things right where I am, but at the very least, what I can do is I can walk to the right, and then hop. Roll to the right, hop. Hit it. There, we're inside the ring. Alright. We need to find the appropriate part that curves out now. Where was it? I think I see it. So I think it's this, and then this, and then this. Then that hops here, that goes here, and that goes here. Let's roll. what have we not depixelated? We've got everything collected. The question is now, what did we not depixelate? Oh, this is so stupid. I mean, it really is. It's a dumb goal. It's not fun to replay a level, to have to get all the depixelations, and then also replay the same level to get all of the high scores, and then play it again to get all of something else. That's just not my goal in life, is to just constantly play the same game that's not really well thought out and not really that good over and over again. So we have to flip the switch, which means we have to find the switch. That might very well mean we have to go back on the inner ring. I think it kinda does. If we go back on the inner ring, can we get back out? Let's ask that question. Let's just try it. Come on, seriously, what have I not depixelated? These two here. So let's see if we can get to those two somehow. I don't think I can. Not at where I stand. Not as I stand and where I stand. Let's see. Can I get out of this section any other way than the way that will get me to the exit? If I go forward, I can curve here, and maybe that will do something. Alright, let's try that. So where's the ones we haven't depixelated? Over there? So if we do something like this, we have this, and this is how we got down there. That doesn't help anything. But maybe this would help? No, not really. There's only some way to break the glass temporarily or in some other fashion reach something. It just doesn't look like you can do it. How do we finish the level? Let's find that. jump. There's no secret, like, jump or anything. So we know this is the end. That's it. Now the ball looks completely different. It's not that goldish red that we'd seen before. Look, the congratulations, you are awesome stuff. Oh man. Wow, look at this. This does a better wrap up of this game than I could ever do. Here. Store-bought assets. Not putting enough effort into it. Completely unconnected storyline here. Actually no story. Unconnected elements and no story. No dialogue, no characterization, no reason to do these puzzles, no reason to play these puzzles, no fun in playing the puzzles, no learning in playing the puzzles. The puzzles are completely unpolished and solvable in several different ways. Are we gonna get credits, or are we just seeing this probably open source free music or store-bought music too? This was a game made by 2 people, but it feels really like they didn't spend enough effort on it. This wouldn't be acceptable for a second year video game program. If I'm just talking in my own opinion, I don't really know, but I would say sure, for a 6-week, maybe even 12-week project, this would be a fine project to turn in, because as a video game program. But for a second year programmer, this would not be enough there. It's missing too many elements. It's not acceptable, and it's not good, and it definitely shouldn't be for sale. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the A button. Credits. No, more than 2 people worked on this, I guess. Yeah, even more than 2 people. I saw on their website they said it was owned by 2 people, but wow. That just is even worse. Yeah, let's see. Concept and pre-production art. I don't think any of this art was done in office, so I don't know what that is like. So one guy was a producer, a legal assistant, and an alpha test manager. One guy was a texture artist, 3D artist, GUI artist, and marketing art. Well, his art is good. I would say there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not connected. Sound director, one sound director, where there's only been a couple times I've even realized music was playing in this game, so the sound's not great. But I think the lead level design, QA manager, additional game design, and manual guy probably holds the brunt of the blame for this game being bad. If he's doing lead level design, he just didn't know what making puzzle levels requires. A second art director, 3D artist, texture artist. Again, it seems so strange that you would have somebody make your art for your game and then it be completely unconnected. The director, the producer, gameplay designer, game design CEO, he holds the biggest brunt of the blame because he was the director. He should have seen that this game just doesn't feel finished or good. And then technical director, lead programmer, engineer programmer, technical artist, CTO. As far as the engine they designed to beat all of this, to make the whole game, I guess that's great, and maybe their engine with some more work and more games released on it, better games released on it, might help them as a company, but They've only made 2 games at this point, and I'm telling them one of them's not worth buying. So this is not a strong start. It is a weak start. As far as achievements, Unpixelated we didn't get, obviously. We want to replay the first game, and we're not going to really get to that 50,000. It's going to require me to play all of the game a second time, practically. Every single puzzle is going to have to be done a second time as fast as possible, so I can just inch out a couple hundred. There's 363 flowers. Uh, so if you get 100 here, that extra, that'd be 1,000. 100 here, that'd be 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. That's what I need. I need an extra 1,000 from each group, and each puzzle only gives me maybe 100. Maybe the later puzzles will give me more, so if I play them very fast because I know the solutions, which I don't, then maybe that would make that a more durable achievement, but it seems like just a random number they picked. Alright. So, I got 149 here. My goal now is to get 190. And as far as I've ever learned, the score is just through that. But that wasn't, I was either too slow, or maybe there's a trick here where you just lose score when you break bricks. That could be it. The fact that they never explained the scoring system to me and they're making a big deal out of it kind of has a problem here. We'll turn around. I don't believe you get more score for touching, actually rolling on the See, so I rolled on one less, and it seemed like just a time issue there. See, and this doesn't feel like I can even get that score. Wow. So, in yet another example of just like score of a 190 in the first puzzle in broken ice. Maybe I'm playing the wrong level. First level, broken ice. We'll change it to the final theme in case the theme does something. See, rolling here, rolling here. Rolling here, we'll just roll on every single thing. Just in case actually touching the thing is the thing that's gonna give us the score. That's like 175. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. So if it's not time, and if it's not... What is it? What is the thing that gives you more score? I'm missing a ridiculous amount of score. there something along the lines of this that maybe if you depixelate enough things, you'll get that doubler up to a quadruple? That's the 176 there. 184. Interesting. So maybe it is. Maybe the trick here, gotta jump back, depixelate everything, roll forward, depixelate everything, come over here, depixelate everything, then come over here, and depixelate everything, before you hit that, and then you hit this, and then you hit this one, and then you hop it. Well, that was 193, okay. So, interesting. At the very end of this game, we've realized how the score system works, with no help at all. So, I guess that kind of opens the door to finishing this achievement, and I guess I could get the unpixelator done too, but I'm not going to do any of that on the screen. There's no reason to. We're done here. This game's not good. It's not been fun. It's been very frustrating. And I guess I can't really say anything more. There was potential here. Definitely potential here. It needed more elements. It needed better thought out puzzles. I think you're given 100 puzzles, which is a decent amount for a first start. Maybe if this was a popular game, after 6 months you would put out maybe a free patch with some extra things, a puzzle editor so you can make your own puzzles, or even maybe try to sell some more DLC for like 99 cents if with another 100 puzzles, if this was fun, if the elements work together. Remember here, the cracked tiles and the flame tiles are the exact same thing. Both tiles you can step on once. There's no difference. They just look differently. That only leaves a slight difference with the switch tiles and the spike tiles and the spring tiles. And then they tried to tell you there was an element with advanced curves, which, yes, I guess doing the three-dimensional orientation is almost like a gameplay element mechanism, but not really. And frankly, I hated that mechanism of advanced curves and three-dimensional, having to turn around, having to orient yourself. I don't think this game is fun on a 2D TV that I'm looking at. I think it would be even less fun if it was on a virtual reality headset, because it almost feels like that would work, but no, it wouldn't, because it would just be confusing and gravity would always be in question and you'd always miss jumps and such. The game desperately needs a rewind function where it just saves every single move you make, and you can, if you die, you can rewind back to the last safe move, or you can rewind back even further if you just made a mistake and want to correct it. If it was something slow like that and you had a rewind function, that would definitely put us in a different mindset of it being less of an action platformer and more of a slow and methodic puzzler, which it mostly is, but after, in a few places, you are turning it more into an action platformer when you have to jump on ice and then jump again off the ice and do that several times. Those elements weren't terrible. I mean, they were kind of cool. The ending here is total garbage. That we saw it. It was just awful. Uh, Look at the end of my series for Plants vs. Zombies. There you have a great example of really not that intricate of an ending, but it wrapped up the whole story. There was a story in Plants vs. Zombies, and it had a a spiritually uplifting ending, uh, while not really taking too much work. I guess it probably took more work than a lot of games. A lot of games could have just done a black credits. I would have preferred black credits or just going straight to these credits without doing anything else uh, over what we got. Or maybe if they change the background here. We don't know what this background is though. It's just here. You just have this white like computer screen and this like matrix thing, and, and then sunflowers. And no explanation. No story. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's so bad. Yeah, this is probably one of the worst games I've played for uh, for my channel. Anywho, I'm gonna not continue ranting on here. There's not much you can say more. That's gonna be it for this series. As always, I ask you to like this video, share it with your friends, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos because all that helps me with YouTube, tells them that my videos are worth watching. If you want to support me even further than that, you can click on my name Rydo. That will take you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that, make a donation. Also on my main YouTube page is my playlist tab. You can click on that and see a playlist for every game I've ever covered. I'm sure there's something there that will interest you. I've covered a lot of them. And then down below in the description box I have social media links to Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Tumblr. You can also friend me on Steam. You can also friend me on battle.net. All those links are down below, so please friend and follow me on there. That way you can see as soon as my next video comes out, and it can help me with those services so I have more legitimate followers and fans following me instead of a bunch of retweet bots or fake users. Thank you for going through this series with me. It's been a frustrating one. I'd be even more frustrated if I hadn't taken basically a week off and in between recording these last few episodes. I probably would have been a lot more angry and fierce about it. But yeah, it's a shame. It's always a shame to run into a bad game. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.